I'm pretty certain that Jerry Lynn versus RVD will be a bit of a classic, but what about the rest of this pay-per-view? Was that any good? Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this. It's another episode of 1999 Sucked Revisited, and tonight we're doing a show that, as far as I know, we didn't do for the original series. It's Living Dangerously 1999 from ECW. It's March 21st. 1999, surprisingly. There are 3,900 rabid ECW fans at the Asbury Park Convention Hall in Asbury Park, New Jersey. We start off with some guy talking to Taz. Taz says he's going after Sabu's jaw tonight. This is very important. He makes a point of stressing that he broke Sabu's jaw and tonight is gunning for the jaw. He then calls out Flair and Austin and how neither of them can beat him, and will add in Rock and Hogan for that matter as well. None of them can beat him. This is one of those times where it sounds good, like, oh my god, I can't believe he's calling out The Rock. But at the end of the day, if they were booked to go against each other, which one do you reckon's going to actually get the victory at this point in the careers? Come on. Let's be honest here. So our opening contest tonight is Super Crazy defeating Tajiri in a decent opening. You may remember this was a rematch from 2 months ago. Lovely fast reversal sequence starts us off. Tajiri with a somersault dive to the outside, followed by a lovely acai moonsault. Crazy follows with one of his own on the ramp. So Tajiri hits a lovely handspring head scissors onto the ramp. Triple moonsaults by Crazy in the wrong. Why not? In the ring is followed by a second 501 off the second rope for our 6th moonsault of this match. A 7th hits knees, and it's one of those, from a psychology point of view, you kind of like, yeah, all right then, that does make sense, doesn't it? If there's 6 moonsaults in this match, surely a 7th one will land on knees because you'll see it coming. Or you're like, oh yeah, I guess I've got a rough idea. Oh, he's gone to the top rope. I think I can guess what's coming next. So I suppose that makes sense. But the point I'm trying to make is that's a fuck ton of moonsaults in one match, isn't it? Tajiri hits a sweet double drop kick while Crazy's in a trio row. He follows with various kicks. Crazy eats a bridging German suplex for 2, but counters a dragon suplex attempt, we weren't impressed, into a nice sit-out bomb. He wants a second one, a sit-out bomb that is, this time a spinning one. Tajiri is able to counter in midair. It looks very strange. It looks like it's boxed because they do a sunset flip for the win, like straight away. I'm going to guess this spinning sit-out powerbomb was meant to be the win, but the way that Tajiri, it looked like he tried to counter it in midair and it just didn't work as he came down. Yeah, Crazy gets the win at 9:55. Good, fast-paced match. Crowd liked it. Didn't like that finish, and the reason I didn't like the finish is that I was enjoying it. It's that simple. It's like at 9:55, I would happily watch another 5 minutes of this because it was just starting to warm up, going into the finishing sequence, and then they just stopped. And you're like, oh, okay then. So yeah, 2.5 stars. In the back, Fonzie and RVD cut promos. Sabu gets vexed when RVD keeps talking about himself. Sabu's like, what am I mean? Of course, he can't talk because his fucking jaw's all taped up because Taz broke it, as we know. A scarily young-looking Steve Corino comes out. Oh man, he looks like such a jobber. It's unbelievable. He issues an open challenge, and it's answered by Mahoney. Mahoney defeating Steve Corino in nothing match, quite literally a nothing match. Oh no, sorry, there's one highlight in this one. There's two highlights in this one. One is a frog splash by Boyz. The other one is the anti-hardcore Steve Corino gets a chair, teases using it, and then puts the chair down, sits on it, and puts a chin lock on. They're the highlights of that. Boyz gets the chair, hits one evil-looking unprotected chair shot, gets the win. Dude. Next, little Guido defeated, I hope I say this right, Antifaz del Morte in a nothing match. So Antifaz del Morte doesn't have a Wikipedia page. That speaks volumes about what sort of wrestler, how good a wrestler he is, doesn't it? Sal and Guido are the only ones left of the FBI, the full-blooded Italians apparently. Couple of okay moves in this one. Guido getting a nice sit-out powerbomb. He does a side Russian leg sweep off Brett's throat, which you don't see very often. But the crowd chant boring for this one, which speaks volumes, and they just do not care in the slightest. When Del Morte does a nice somersault dive off the top rope, no reaction at all. When he dives to the outside, no reaction at all, apart from when Big Sal catches him And just, he does the dive, Big Sal catches him and goes, oh, there's a table there, smashy. Why not? Not a reaction at all. Guido gets an Italian crab for the submission win at 5:37. Couple of okay moves. This was dull. This was very, very dull. And then Tracy Smothers and Tommy Rich come out and try and beat on Sal, who knows Sal's, so they run away. Oh, yeah. Crap. Done. Rubbish. But what should be the complete opposite of rubbish is RVD defeating Jerry Lynn in a good match to retain the TV title. Written on in my notes in capitals at the start of this is, this will be good, right? And 5 question marks. Because it's one of those, right? Is this the first time these two have fought? Can someone answer for me? Just now. You'll have to let me know about the crowd and Styles' commentary in this one, because I muted the sound because, of course, Fonzie's out and he's got his whistle. And honestly, I can't watch it. And I'm legitimately struggling to watch RVD's ECW matches, because every time I think, oh yeah, here comes RVD, it's time to hear some walk. No, he just gets his generic WWE Network theme music, and you just go, not interested at all, just absolutely not interested. And yeah, the whistle drives me up the wall, so anytime that RVD's out with Fonzie, the sounds get muted. I can't handle the whistle. It's the most irritating gimmick I have ever seen in my entire life. It drives me fucking nuts. Lovely flipping feeling out process to start leads to Lynn somersaulting off the apron. He follows with a perfect flip into the crowd. Back inside, RVD gains control, so we go outside again so RVD can get a piss poor looking leg drop off the guardrail and then a cross body off it. Back inside, RVD gets a Mexican surfboard stretch, and then using what I can only describe as inhuman strength, powers Lynn up into the air. So, right, he does the Mexican surfboard stretch on his back, right, and he's leaning, he's got his back on a chair, and he's got him up in the Mexican surfboard stretch, and then he manages to sort of shove him up in the air. RVD rolls out of the way, so while Lynn's in midair, so Lynn comes down on the chair that they were on. It looks ridiculous. Like, if I've actually written inhuman strength in capital letters on my notes, just to emphasise that it's the holy shit factor of it. Sunset flip onto a chair by Lynn. He wants a power drive, but it's turned into a Northern Light suplex. When RVD wants a second Northern Light suplex, it's countered into a reverse DDT, which looks amazing. Lynn stops from Fonzie using a chair and gets 2 off a great looking DDT. They go up top where Van Dam does a Van Terminator on Lynn, who falls outside through another conveniently placed table. I'm starting to wonder if there's a table on each side of the ring at all times. So someone goes through and like, right, gonna set up another one, just in case someone falls off the top. Inside, a split-leg moonsault onto a chair is counted, and they do a nice sunset flip with the chair so that Van Dam can use the chair to break the pin. If that doesn't make sense, they do the sunset flip while Van Dam is holding onto the chair so he can just go bop to break the cover. Nice and simple. Pin sequence leads to a bridging German suplex by Lynn. Lynn goes up top. Oh, this is so nice. Lynn on the outside of the ring goes onto Brett's rope, gets Rob Van Dam, hits a spinning tornado TDT to the outside, right? And they're meant to go headfirst through another one of these conveniently placed tables. But the table doesn't break, and the way that the two men bounce off the table, honestly, I think it looks even better than if they had gone through the table. It looks fucking great. Genuinely brilliant spot. Inside, the cover only gets 2. They do a counter sequence, leads to a lariat that gets 2 for Van Dam, as does a rolling thunder. Lynn wants tornado DT. RVD tries desperately to counter it. It's so funny because he does the spin bit. So it comes off Brett's rope, spins round, and RVD's best way of trying to counter it is to just keep spinning because he knows that if he goes down, he's going to get spiked. So he just tries to hold on to Lynn. It's just like, no, and it just the spike is fucking golden, and then the bell goes, and you're like, no, what's happened? And it's a 20-minute time limit draw, and you're just so disappointed. For some reason, the referee tries to give the belt to Lynn, which is odd. Lynn basically straight up flat out refuses and demands 5 more minutes. The crowd are chanting 5 more minutes, and because they're both nice guys, away we go again. Lynn gets a sick pile driver for 2. Fonzie throws a chair in. Lynn catches it, and you can probably guess what happens, can't you? Van Daminator and a 5-star frog splash gets the 3. 22 minutes and 18 seconds. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Great stuff from both men. Good length. That tornado you see to the outside was probably the spot of the year at this point. It's absolutely stunning. Agar was watching this with me, and he assures me that the crowd were shit hot, but also that the whistling drove him nuts. And there's basically one of those things where one of us will normally mute it, and the other one has to listen. I got in there way too fast. Ding, I'm already muted. You have to listen. First of all, this was one of those matches where you're watching it going, this is brilliant, but I know they can do better. And yeah, I can't wait to see the rematch. Good stuff, full match, 4 stars. And then it's all downhill from here, isn't it? As New Jack defeated Mustafa in a terrible match. Weapons, crowd brawling, a balcony dive that looks like it kills New Jack. Yeah, all the usual here. Say it every, seem to say it every time. Matter of personal taste. I do not like hardcore wrestling whatsoever. And when it's like this, oh my days, it was bad. It was so terrible. Weapon shots and all that shit. After that balcony dive, seriously, it looks like it kills New Jack. He puts Mustafa on a table, and he comes off the balcony, and I think his head makes contact with Mustafa. The rest of his body just crashes onto the ground. The security guards are really helpful. They pick up both men, drag them into the ring, and put the New Jack can just get an arm across to get the 1, 2, 3. Awful, awful stuff. Really do not like it at all. Oh, it's bad. In fact, I'm happy to go -3 stars for this. It was that bad. It was fucking god-awful. And then the Dudley boys come out and destroy the fallen carcass of New Jack. They cut a piss-poor promo, not up to Dudley boys standards at all, and issue an open challenge. Our second open challenge of the evening, because why not? This open challenge is answered by Spike, Dudley, and Nova. So Spike, Dudley, and Nova defeating the Dudley boys in a nothing match. Beats for Spike. He gets picked up and launched into the crowd where he's crowd surfed around. It gets no better for Nova because on the inside he gets powerbombed off the top rope and takes the 3D. And when the the ring announcer starts going, hey, you can't do that. You shouldn't be doing that. He gets 3D'd as well because of funsies. Speaking of funsies, Bubba then gets on the mic because the second promo, because one just isn't enough. He challenges the crowd now, because for the open challenge, he challenges the entire crowd. But Judge Jeff comes out with a stretcher, and he's got Sid in tow. The Duds beat on Sid. He no-sells the shit out of everything and batters the Dudley boys because of reasons. Spike gets in. He gets a guillotine drag drop on Bubba as Spike destroys Devon with the stretcher, and then the acid drop gets the win at 11 minutes dead. Sid powerbombs Spike as well because he can. One in the ring, which is nice, and then one off the ramp through a conveniently placed table. So there's another table bump tonight. How many is that one now? 5, something like that. Each one losing more impact as the night goes on. You sat there going, I'm burnt out by the table spots now, guys. Do something else. Not sure what they were trying to achieve here. I've got written on my notes. Utter waste of time because the match was rubbish and didn't achieve anything, and I don't need to have a promo in the middle of the match. And yeah, Sid was over. The actual crowd was chanting Sid at the end of this one, if you can believe that. So that's something, isn't it? Tommy Dreamer and Shane Douglas defeating the Impact players in a boring match. Shane Douglas was going to retire, and the Impact players came out and goaded him into not retiring, which is a bit of a shame, really, isn't it? You know, lovely double team by the faces as Shane gets Justin in an abdominal stretch, and then Tommy gets a leg drop off the top onto him. I like that. Shane plays face in peril, and it's so boring. Mild tag for Dreamer, but when he knocks Justin to the outside, oh, that's right. Lance takes the chance to jump onto Tommy. Shane posts him. Lance doesn't blade. Oh, yes, folks. 5 years later, and we're still doing that same joke. Why the fuck not? Dreamer gets to off a power slam, but Lance gets a piss-ball-looking super kick to take control. Chinlock by Credible. He's evil, don't you know? Storm hits a delayed vertical. So this is one of those things that pisses me off about watching this on the network, right? Storm gets a delayed vertical suplex, right? While he's got Tommy up, he gives Shane the finger, and the finger is blurred out because it's hardcore, of course. The crowd are allowed to chant, "She's a crack whore," at Francine on the outside, flipping someone the bird. Big no-no. The heels suplex Dreamer on the ramp, to no reaction as the crowd just don't seem to give a fuck about this long-ass boring match. Dreamer gets a corner neck breaker and tags to Shane. No reaction to that whatsoever. He teases a turn on Dreamer, but takes out the heels, hitting a nice dropkick on both men. Bueller, who is out with the heels, I think, low blows Shane, and the crowd erupts as a catfight breaks out. You weird fans. You haven't made a sound for this entire match, but catfight! It is just the greatest thing you'll ever see. It makes me think of Royal Rumble 2001 is the truth. Remember my review of that one? If you haven't seen that one, please go and check it out. But I'm sure you remember it's Triple H versus Kurt Angle, and they had Stephanie McMahon and Trish Stratus with them. And the match was brilliant, and the crowd didn't give a flying fuck. But when Trish and you already know what it is. You already know it. You already know what it is. Lost my train of thought now. Cunt. When Stephanie and when Stephanie and Trish started brawling in the ring, the crowd went mental. I don't understand why people are. You answer me this in the comments down below. Why do people do this? Why do people pop for the girls? I don't understand it one bit. I just do not understand it. Francine goes to the back and drags a ladder to the ring because of reasons. Justin is dropped onto it as Shane gets a crossbody on Lance. The faces smash the ladder into the heels' faces, which is a weird thing to say, and Shane gets a reverse suplex on Lance, followed by a DDT and a belly-to-belly suplex on Justin for 2. To silence. Your finisher is shit, Shane, and no one gives a flying fuck about it. A belly-to-belly suplex is your finisher move. God damn. Credible gets a Singapore cane. No one cares. Oh, but they roar when Francine stops him using it. Oh, they roar. So Shane can get a Fisherman's Buster for the win and get this, an eye-watering 18 minutes and 58 seconds. It followed the generic tag team formula. But lads, this was so boring. So boring. Far, far too long. Crowd completely uninterested apart from when the women were fighting. That was weird. Beats for Shane, the heels tease beats for Francine, but then Cyrus comes out and he's the one who gives Francine the beats, because I think we're meant to care. I gave it 1 star. Watching this with Agar, he gave it a dud, because he's just the most negative man in the world. Joey Styles shows us highlights of the Lynn versus RVD match. You know, the one that happened half an hour ago. You know, saw that one. Then Stephen Prazak talks to the referee from the match. He believes that Lynn deserved to win the match, so was going to award the belt to him. That doesn't make any sense. You can't do that. If it went to the distance, it was a draw. You can't just award in the championship. RVD steps in, puts himself over, as RVD did at the time, and then challenges Lynn to wrestle him at the next pay-per-view, which is Hardcore Heaven. I hope that match takes place. Taz defeating Sabu in a poor main event to unify the ECW World Heavyweight Championship and the FCW World Heavyweight Championship, which isn't an official belt, so this can't be a unification match. It just can't. Sabu has a broken jaw. As we mentioned, Taz says he's going to work the jaw. Taz cuts a promo before the bell to kill some time. He makes this a Falls Count Anywhere match because he's the commissioner or something like that, I don't know. They actually do some okay chain wrestling at the start, but they soon end out on the outside. Both men swear at each other. Both men swearing is bleeped out. I just don't know. Into the crowd, chair shot in the crowd, back to ringside where Sabu dives off the ramp onto Taz, which gets 2. Guy in the crowd yells, "Fuck him up, Sabu!" Fuck him up being allowed if you're in the crowd. It's just the wrestlers who aren't allowed to swear. This makes so little sense. It makes me actually want to go back and watch the original recording of it just to see who's doing the bleeping out here. Who bleeped out the wrestlers? Is it because of the network? It's on the network now? Is it? Is it? Into the crowd. Chair shot. Oh, done that one. Taz plex through a table, takes out a cameraman. Taz drops Sabu jaw first onto the guardrail. There it is. He did say he would work the jaw. Taz punches. As he's playing in the punches, he's calling Sabu Flair and Hogan. Sabu isn't selling a single thing tonight, and he's pointing that out. Alfonso goes to throw in the towel for some reason, but Sabu won't let him, so he throws a chair. Fonzie throws a chair at Taz. Not a smooth movement to start with there, Bill. He gets chased to the back by Taz. Sabu gets a leg sweep and a camel clutch, but Taz sets up a table. Sabu gets a nice run off the top, surprisingly, but Taz gets a sweet setup powerbomb in response. That's not good. That's good. That's enough good stuff as we go back to the brawling, obviously. 2 good moves, then straight back to the brawling. We love brawling, including a woeful-looking sunset flip over the top spot that looks so... goes through a table, looks so bad. So bad. And a dive over the top through a table by Sabu. Sabu covers and Taz gets a foot on the ropes in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Does that even work? If the fall can take place anywhere in the building, how does a rope break stop the cover? I don't get that at all. Pump button suplex gets 2 for Taz. Sabu gets a triple jump moonsault, but Taz gets another suplex and drives Sabu face into the chair. Sabu responds by no-selling because he's broken jaw and everything, and hitting another leg drop. Taz gets a belly-to-belly off Brett's rope. They set up another table, and Taz ends this match at least half a star by hitting a dragon suplex, one of the 3, through a table. Oh yes. Taz Mission gets the submission win at once again 18 minutes and 28 seconds. It's way too long, and it's pretty damn boring. Some okay spots, but nothing you haven't seen already tonight is the best thing I can say. Let's go 1 star, and to be honest, half of that is for the best move of the night, the dragon suplex through the, well, second best move of the night. Dragon suplex through the table, it's in one of the 3, if you're wondering. Tiger suplex, dragon suplex, reverse round, the best moves in wrestling in my opinion. If there are any of those in a match, it gets at least half a star. 9 times out of 10 if it's a reverse round, it gets 1 star added to the match, because that's my personal preference and because I can. Taz cuts a promo saying, "This ain't about belts, they don't mean anything, shake my damn hand." So why are we fighting for the belts? Why did you even care about the belts? Also, another thing that really bugged me about this match is that Joey Styles keeps saying that this match, their first match, was the main event of Barely Legal 97, when it really, really wasn't. I wish people wouldn't lie about things like that. The opener was alright, and RVD versus Lynn was everything you would expect out of it. You know you're going to get a decent match out of these 2 men. The rest of this card is piss poor. Duds abound, Dud half a star, -3, Dud half a star, 1 star. It's a 2 out of 10 show if you're feeling particularly nice, and I'm only just feeling particularly nice because I've only been awake for about half an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of this show? Not a good month for us pay-per-view fans, was it? WrestleMania was pretty poor, and Uncensored 99 was pretty poor, and then this was pretty poor. So March 99, not the greatest of time to watch pay-per-views in wrestling, was it? Height of the Attitude Era, folks. The very height. Oh, bring back the Attitude Era. What, so we can get 3 garbage pay-per-views in 1 month. Hooray! I have been Marc P. I so hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment down below, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter, and I will see you all very, very soon. Take it easy, guys, and thank you again for watching. Bye bye.